Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to OneHubRacing. This is season 19. It's a position tier, and we head to the Ardennes Forest in Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgium Grand Prix. My name is Jess, and joining me once again is Jamie. How are you doing?
Yeah, hello everybody. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, hopefully it should be a good race. Yeah, Spa, so it's quite a fun circuit, and there's a lot of the longest circuit on their calendar. A lot of undulation change. You've got the challenges of Air Rouge and Piron, and yeah, I think this should be a decent race. And there is, of course, the high possibility of rain tonight as we run around the 7-kilometre circuit of 4.3 miles, 19 corners, 10 to the left, 9 to the right, 22 lap race, so not many laps. It's clockwise circuit, and the softs, C4s, the mediums are C3s, and the hards C2s, and the softs will go around 9 laps, the mediums go around 14, and the hards will go around 19 laps. And last season in the perm tier, Casper, who races in this tier, won the race, so maybe he'd be on for a good result.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's some other drivers that have done well in the past. And in the position tier last season as well, we saw Verheyen take the... no, it wasn't Verheyen, it was someone else. I've got the wrong race info. That's not a good start to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still finding it hard to recover from my race, but I'm not going to talk much about that. Position tier last season, we saw Danestar take the win in Belgium, and we saw Scorpion Hunt actually take second. And I can't remember who took third. I think it was Seaflows or something like that. I'm trying to remember who did. But anyway, should be very, very tough for the drivers. First used in Formula 1 back in 1950. Juan Manuel Fangio won the first Belgium Grand Prix. And there's been a few changes to the Belgian Grand Prix. It was actually originally a 14-kilometre circuit. And there was the Belgian Grand Prix took place in Zolder at one point as well, which was raced in OneHubRacing a few times in ACC. And it was quite a classic strat track which went through the streets of Spa, which was quite nice. I raced it in Project Cars too. It was brilliant. And then it returned in 1983, maintaining that 7-kilometre circuit that we love today, as Jamie was discussing earlier on as well. And we had a few people asked if people liked the track, and as we're watching Kyle approaching El Rouge and Radion, people were asked if they're liking the challenge of it. And majority of drivers are liking it. Colin loves this challenge. He says, hell yeah. Johannes, who was last week's race winner after penalties, we'll go through a little bit more about in a minute. He enjoys Spa in real life, and in other games it hasn't worked well in F1 2021. Nick loves this track. I've seen him absolutely sweating this track, and it's one of his favourite tracks on the game as well. Jano loves this track as well. Glock finds it not to be really a challenge, same with Scorpion, and Lukey finds it a fun corner. So we'll find out later on tonight if people survive Our Rouge. And Our Rouge seems to be the less trickier corner than on the last game, so I think other corners should be the problem to like the likes of Piron and Stabilo as well, but we will see. It looks like a dry qualifying session though, and a mixture of tyres being used in the session.
You spoke about Air Rouge not being a challenge. Well, Riley's proven maybe he is, because he's binned it on his outlap, I believe, so that's not a good session for Riley. He was actually on the cold drivers list. It was mentioned that he has 0 points. He failed to finish last time out. That's usually a trend of becoming the cold zone. He's sure he bounced back in, well, it says Canada here, but we're at Spa this weekend. But well, that's not a great start for Riley, binning at Air Rouge. And Scorpion says it's not really a challenge, Air Rouge, but you know, I think Riley's proven there's still a little bit there if you're not quite comfortable with the car.
Yeah, exactly, as we've got, I think, a lot of people on their outlets. But whilst we do that, we'll go through the drivers' standings. So Chris is leading by 6 points over Glock now. So after Glock's big penalty last week in DNF, that pushes the Aston Martin driver into P1. Glock in second on 60. Verheyen third on 56. Scorpion Hunt fourth on 56 as well. Larkin fifth on 40. J-Luke sixth on 38. 7th is Johannes on 37, Casper 8th on 28, Carl is 9th on 27, Lukey is 10th on 26, Jano is 11th on 19, Colin R. Mason is 12th on 15, 13th is Nick on 14, White Fountain is 14th on 11, Ali B's 15th on 10, Lakitu is 16th on 7, Battle Angel is 17th on 4, Now we got Fatality Riley yet to score. Fatality has unfortunately left the league last minute, so that's why we only got 19 drivers tonight. But we do have one new driver in I'm just trying to find who it is. It is in the Alfa Romeo, and it is Ariel Passy. Apologies if I pronounced your name wrong. I've seen him in a few leagues as well. Interesting to see how he did it his first season in OneHubRacing, and he'll be obviously teammates with Luki. I think I don't know who he's replacing, but it should be an interesting race to start off with for him. So we'll see how he does.
Yeah, he's replacing Sonny Bob in the Alfa Romeo, and if you see why Glock retired from qualifying, that's because he got a qualifying ban for his incident in Singapore, where he basically in the safety car let Glock's control at full speed into the back of Scorpion. He got qualifying ban. Now Scorpion was not too happy about that, and they were actually in the rivalry about that. They were asked about this because Scorpion was not too impressed with what happened there. He thought there's been a bit of tension between Scorpion and Glock this season, and it is interesting. And obviously with the rivalries, like it tension up with them two, and they were asked, and Scorpion said, and Scorpion asked, you know that Glock's in this tier after that incident with him last week. With consistency being a factor around Belgium, do you think that will give you a award over Glock this week, as he sets a pole up, so he's showing again some good pace? And he says it's only his TT pace, but he's been fastest in 4 to 5 races in qualifying, taking the fast lap all bar last week, so he thinks he belongs in this tier, and he wasn't too happy with the penalty. He thinks he got away with it quite lightly. I think Scorpion thinks maybe Glock might should have got a race ban. And what Glock said last week was a horror show. He hated the soft tyres and he made a stupid mistake. He had some private issues that ruined his race, and somebody else unfortunately. And he said Scorpion will probably get lucky as I apparently get every race at some point. Maybe he should focus on winning a race and less on his pace. He thinks the admin's made the right decision putting him in his tier. So yeah, that is definitely a rivalry, I think, between Glock and Scorpion this season.
Yeah, because they've been so close to the championship as well. It's kind of like a Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton thing. It happened in Monza. They came together as well. So hopefully this will be not the end of that rivalry, and hopefully it'll be on to good things. As Lakito has spun through campus there, not an easy place to. It's a really bizarre place to bin the car actually there. So he was struggling a little bit as well. I'm trying to see if anyone's on an outlap now. Ali B did very, very well last week. He actually scored his first points in OneHubRacing, and Lakito has binned it. So, after that spin, he's retired from the session. Ali B was very, very impressed with his performance, and due to the penalties that obviously Glock got, he's jumped a few positions, and he would have been my hot driver last week, but unfortunately he wasn't it was Chris who was the hot driver this week, which he did what he needed to do, but Ali B just kept his nose out of trouble, and he took a while for him to score points this season, but he's there at the moment, so I think we're going to follow him on board with an outlap on the soft tyres as well. Don't forget these drivers have only 3 sets of the soft tyre to use during qualifying and 1 during the race. And the beauty of the TAS system, we get an actual indication as to what the weather is going to be like. We don't get to ask the drivers. We get a feel for what the weather's going to be like. And according to TAS, it's going to be like this for the whole race. So no wet running in the Ardennes for us, because that's quite surprising actually, because that has seen the highest amount of rainfall in any circuit. But anyway, here comes the amazing Ali B heading towards our source now. The tie line is the best line around this corner, clipping that right-hand curb. Don't use much curb on exit though, because there's not much grip around there. Turn 2, flat out king, and you don't need to worry about turn 3 to 5, but it's long gone are the days having to lift for our Rouge. You can basically just keep your car smooth and you should be fine, but I know some people would have to lift around there if they approached us at 200 miles per hour. Pass rally on into the Camel Straight and into Lake Com now, and DRS and Slipstream are extremely effective up the Camel Straight. Don't be surprised if people go for the toe there as well. Now heading in to turn number 10. If you don't get the move completed to Lake Com, Brussels can offer you another chance to overtake. Brake when the front of the car reaches the red and yellow curves as you head towards No Name. Ooh, a bit of a slide from Ali B there as he heads towards turn 12 of Pouon, which separates the good drivers from the greats. You can lift a little bit there. Well, you have to really, otherwise you're going to end up binning it. You're heading towards turn 13 and 14, that's Campus. The speed you'll be carrying at Pouon is very important. You good turn in there, because otherwise Campus you're not going to hit quite well. Into Stabilo of turn 15 and 16, and now you're going to be heading into the infamous Blanchimont flatter corners these days around here. 4 power around 200 miles per hour here, 8th gear. And this is where you can't afford to lose ERS here, because that's where you can gain the most deployment. So these drivers, I think, got to be careful with the ERS deployment today as they head towards the bus stop chicane. Right-hand curve there, final corner. There you go. And that is a lap around Spa-Francorchamps. And what is it going to be? It's going to be a 1:43.0594. Puts him into P5. Not bad lap from him.
Yeah, good lap there from him. Obviously, Andy B did benefit from Verheyen getting that penalty last week, which dropped him from 1st to 6th. Obviously, I think it's pretty obvious it was his fault. And obviously, Jano, I normally drive B, he didn't drive A because obviously he was robbed of the win. But so Johannes did a great job there, and then leading Taz at the end to really hang on and avoid getting them penalties. It just shows you, as soon as you race the season in the late safety cars, if you avoid penalties, you're going to jump up the order, and that's what the Fry man did last week, as got another yellow flag. And yeah, obviously Glock would be. I think Glock would be glad it isn't raining tonight, because obviously it'll make his charge up the field a bit easier. Because obviously we know in the wet weather it is quite difficult to overtake, but in the dry, as you mentioned, down the Kemmel Straight, the DRS is so overpowered down there. So that's good for him. As you see, Scorpion starting to fly up, it's also pass it at the same time. I think the time down runs a little bit wrong there.
Wonder if any teammates are going to be using the tow in the Kemmel Straight today. I wonder if the two Aston Martins will be working together. But there's a little bit of traffic heading into our route. I think there's a few people are already backing out as well. Interestingly enough, we've got the likes of J-Luke that's on 3 lap or mediums. Maybe he hasn't done much practice and wants to get a feel for it. But if he wants to use another set of mediums in the race, it could be a late safety car. You really don't want to be on 3 lap or medium. So J-Luke is going to be in a bit of trouble, but he goes into the pit lane anyway to possibly go onto another set of the soft compound of tyres. And speaking of people's preparations this week, a few people asked how things are going at the moment. Majority of drivers have found it decent with the likes of Chris and Colin, but the likes of Casper and Johannes, they haven't done much practice so far. Same as Janel and Glock as well. And Glock said he would tweak this out if possible, and just a DRS train is much more likely. Lukey again haven't done much practice, but Nick and Janel, like we said earlier, Nick's feeling real good and Pace feels good as well. So those were a few drivers that were asked in the pre-race interviews, and I wonder if that's going to affect in the race. Carl doing very well at the moment with a 1:43.0. Could we go into the 1:41s? Maybe it's going to be tight. I think 1:42 is what we could see today. And nice to see Colin up there as well. Colin obviously came from the podium tier last season, finished I think P2 or P3 in the Drivers' Championship. And he's quite confident around this circuit. And it's nice to see him up there at the moment. But it's still early days in qualifying. Anything can happen. But Spa really separates the greats from the not so greats, to be honest, and there's been only a few races where he's not scored any points. Majority of races he scored points, so he could be on for a good rest of the season. As Verheyen, who did well last season in this tier, has got himself into P2, just bumped Colin off of P2 there, so great lap from him.
Yeah, it's quite a close grid. Look at they've got the top 9 separated by half a second. So even with such a long track, we are seeing quite close gaps, which is not a huge surprise because there isn't that many braking zones around here. It's sort of high-speed corners, and this is a track which I personally think probably will favour the wheel users or the controller users. So we may see a bit of a shake-up of the order as Chris, I'd say that's a good lap time for him. And Chris, he's winning the championship, but he's yet to win a race this season. Actually, the Aston Martin guys who are dominating the Constructors' Championship, amazingly haven't won a race. And, well, that'd be something if you could win the Constructors and Drivers' Championship without winning a race. But this point system, it is a lot tighter between first, second and third. So this point system, it does definitely reward consistency over outright race wins.
Yeah, I think so as well, and I think I was pointing out in the rivalries as well that it's a track that rewards consistency. If you don't get the consistency there, then that's pretty much your races over done and dusted as well. And I think there was a few action zones in the stewards briefing as well, and there was a few things to mention about the formation lap. It wasn't a problem in this tier last week, luckily, but due to the problems that we had in the prospect tier and in the points tier as well, where drivers were going unnecessarily slowly in the formation lap, this rule was now put in. Both drivers were in question, were awarded a quali ban, and driving unnecessarily slow will be penalised by the stewards, and they must drive with a maximum of 10 car lengths between the driver in front of him. If the drivers do see any of those drivers breaking those rules, then they can report them. But if the stewards do catch it on stream, then they can obviously look at it, and the person in question will most likely get a qualifying ban. So those things to watch out for as well. And apart from the Glot and Scorpion incident, it was quite quiet in the stewards' reports last week, which was great to see. So let's hope we can keep it that way. And I think Nick is probably relieved in the chat at the moment that there isn't rain, because we've seen a lot of races this season in Precision where it has rained. So at least they got a bit of a clear air at the moment going into the race, where it's going to be cloudy for most of it. But you never know, since the weather is set to approximate, there could be rain at any moment. But Carl comes across the line, and where did that lap time come from? Wow. 1:42.564, a driver that is on the probably pretty much the bottom half. Well, he's actually in the standings at the moment. He's showing that he does have some pace around it. Don't forget, he was in the pinnacle tier last season. He felt like last season he should have been in position. Well, he's showing that, to be honest, he could be up there. And, you know, he hasn't been a fan of this game at the moment. And he's showing that he's finding his feet a little bit. Good lap from Kyle.
Yeah, good luck for me. You get a podium in Australia about one. Ever since then, it's been 10th, 11th, 10th, 10th. So it's been the back end of the points. But yeah, Kyle's definitely showing good lap there, and pulled by 9,000 seconds. So I don't think he'll stick. But the Red Bull guys, well, one of them's back runs at the front of the grid, and wow, that's a great lap for him. As Colin is about to start a flying lap now. So Colin put a lot of practice into this week, and he just liked this track, and he's ready for the challenge. I think. Let's see what he can. Let's see how he can compete with that lap by Kyle.
Yes, as he heads towards El Rouge now as well. He takes it flat out, which is quite nice for the Williams driver as well. Colin is actually sitting 12th in the standings as well. As we do have a yellow flag, as probably the hash is moving out of the way, because the drivers do not have long to go until the end of the session. There was some memorable moments in...
Colin's lost it. Sorry, Colin's in the wall.
Oh, and he's in the wall and he's out of the qualifying session. I think that was an example of a commentator's curse there. From Colin. So unless drivers do not improve, he's going to be starting no higher than P4, which must be good. And he could have been on for pole, I'm almost certain as well. And I was about to talk about the memorable moments around Spa, and there was some first lap crashes in pit lane fights in 98. Remember the wet start that we had? That was quite insane, where Michael Schumacher and David Coulthard came together. Senna and Mansell collided in 1987. And both spinning off the track and out of the race. Mansell was absolutely furious, and Senna later recalled, "When a man holds you around the throat, I do not think these come to apologise." So that was a rivalry there as well that we could see from the drivers tonight. But we've already got 4 drivers out of qualifying, which is not ideal at the moment. And a lot of people on their outlaps. Carl's about to come into the pit. So I think set 1. I don't think he's going to go in. So I think that's his qualifying done. And don't forget, these drivers are going to be on low fuel loads now. So I think Chris could challenge it for Hayden too. Maybe Scorpion. Nick's up there as well that could challenge. Literally any one of those drivers, of how close it is, could get pole today.
Yeah, Kyle, I think we want to do his lap early on like clear tracks, make sure you've got a lap in. But yeah, he's just going to give up a little bit of track advantage. But that lap's going to sit quite well there. See, Colin's crashed there. He must have damaged his suspension because there was no tyres off, so suspension took a huge whack there. Yeah, he's out. And Ali B was the first guy to set a lap. And any of these guys, they're within the range to improve to get pole position. So this grid could be shaken up massively as Ali B just appeared in the first sector, only barely though. So yeah, now this grid could massively change around. It's got Battle Edge and Lukey at the back, or they've yet set lap time, so they've got to just get a lap in, because don't start at the background here, because he can overtake, but he can get involved in instance.
Trains as well, which last quite a long time, the DRS trains, and you don't want to be stuck in one, which I found out earlier on as well. And you can benefit from it, but if there's more than likely people are going to go free abreast, which is not ideal, and free abreast into the Camel Straight does not work well. So Lukey and Battle Angel got to get a move on, because they won't be starting at the back, because there's people still yet to set a lap time. But you really want to be getting on higher up the grid as quickly as you can. So Battle Angel, he's going through no name. Let's see what he could do. But I think there's a few people about to finish their lap. We got Ali B, and someone has binned it, which I didn't see who it was.
Williams, it looks like.
It was a Williams, so it's probably Colin's teammate of Casper. But anyway, let's watch Ali B as he heads towards the bus stop chicane. Nicely done. He takes it a lot faster than what I would have done in the race earlier. P3 for him. Not bad at all. Not too shabby. We got the McLaren next of J-Luke. He's coming through the bus stop chicane. Now I wonder what his middle sector was as well. I need to check tires in a minute. I haven't got it open, but I will get it open in a second. Let's see. P3, so the track is ramping up a little bit. Next we have got, I think, the Alfa Romeo of Lukey. Only P11 for him. And then we got one of the Aston Martin. Chris, he goes into pole position. Fantastic. We got, I think, Johannes in validated. But what about his teammate? Battle Angel, P6. Pretty good from him. And then we've got the likes of Janel and Passe coming across the line. Let's watch Janel first. For Hayden goes pole. What about Janel, though? Can he go higher than 10th? He goes pole. Wow. That's impressive. Passe in 6th position. What about, I'm just seeing if we got Nick coming across the final corner. I think we got Scorpion behind as well. Nick goes into the pits. He's not improving on his lap time. The Scorpion, I think, could do a lot better than he is. P10. No, only P7. And Larkin came across the line as well. P16. And it is Janel then from Behanen, from Chris, from Kyle, from J-Luke. We're going to have a stonking race.
There's 3.5 temps separating first to 11th. Well, it's good. It's incredibly tight. Look at Verhalen and Chris set the exact same time. I'm quite surprised Verhalen got the position because I'm pretty sure if you set the lap time first, you get ahead. So maybe Verhalen had his lap rounded down. I don't know. But yeah, wow, that grid for a track like Spa, that grid is incredibly tight. Look at it. Look at between 2nd and 9th. It's 1/10.
Even though it's one of the longest tracks on the calendar, they do a lot to try and get past. It's just, wow, absolutely insane. I'm very impressed, very impressed. So we'll go through your order then. So we got Janel from Verhanen, from Chris, from Kyle, from J-Luke, from Passe, from Scorpion, from Ali B, from Battle Angel, from Colin, from Nick, Lukey, White Fountain, Casper, Johannes, Larkin, Nikita, Riley Brides, and Glock. We have 4 drivers do not set a time, and don't forget Glock had a qualifying ban, unfortunately, but you know, top 14, 9/10 per second, it's insane. I did say any one of those drivers could win the race, and I'm not even kidding right now. And we got a finish 1-2 as well with the likes of Janel and Verhanen.
Yeah, Janel obviously is not his best season so far, but he's shown some form as well. Should have won last week. Yeah, he's getting back up to form again. As I quickly mentioned our sponsors before we get going. We are sponsored by Next Level Racing, who is sponsoring the league by providing an NLR Direct Drive wheel stand to our Driver of the Season award, a new award for this season. We're also sponsored by 3M Sim Racing, who are sponsoring the league by providing a pair of their sim racing gloves to drivers with the most combined poles and fastest laps. And also our partners are Versamatine, who are sponsoring our prizes, and ERT, who are sponsoring the Going Gets Tough award. And I believe there's about 20 drivers to win that award. So yeah, still plenty of chances to win that.
So thank you to all our sponsors. Without those sponsors, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you very much. So we are just about to get going for the race. Don't forget the drivers cannot ready up before the tier coordinator. They must wait until the timer reaches 0. And the tier coordinator for this tier is Colin. So hopefully the drivers are not naughty engines in terms of that. So fingers crossed. It seems like they're good so far, and I literally just tweeted, I forgot to tweet that we're live, so I literally just tweeted on the OneHub account that we are going live. So there we go. Hopefully that's given the boss a little bit of a tip there. But anyway, I literally don't know what's going to happen. The drivers at the back are going to be in a bit of a sandwich. Glot is one of the fastest drivers in this tier, and is quite fast around time trials, so expect him to climb his way through the field, but it's not going to be easy for him to climb his way as well. Let's see if we could do a Max Verstappen / Lewis Hamilton type comeback in this race, because if he does, he will definitely get one of our driver of the day votes for sure. So looking forward to seeing how this goes, as yeah, the drivers does seem to be following the rules, so that is good. That is very, very good to see, but it's going to be too hard to call. Make sure you watch the rest of this race, as we've got, obviously, Podium going on right now. They're just about to end their race. They're live on Twitch. And then we got Pinnacle that's about to start in about 20 minutes time in Spa as well, with Evil Dragon and Indecisive taking you through the action. for that one. And obviously we had Prospect earlier and Point, which were both on YouTube, which you can check out after this race is over, of course, because I'm sure they were some great races too. So we're about to get underway as we see a few cars bouncing on the grid there. Great to see. And just a reminder for those of you that just joined us as well, it is going to be a dry race, cloudy all the way through. But it looks like it's going to be more than cloudy. It's nice and sunny here as well. And we got a few naughty engines with Casper and Passe not setting up their tabs correctly. They got their tabs on restricted, so they will be getting a penalty at the, being added by the stewards. I think it's a 5-second one. Everyone else, I think, doing okay with the task system today, so they should be all good. So, looking at the strategy, obviously the top 10 having to start on the softs. I think the softs are the best tire to be on because you can do a soft, medium, soft around there quite comfortably because the softs can last 9 laps. And even though 9 laps could basically doesn't seem like a lot, it is a pretty much a 7-kilometre track, so it is a fortune around here. And Nick, Larkin, Lakitu and Glock, the only ones to go away from the norm and go on the medium compounded tyres. Maybe they're thinking they want to go faster for their 2 stints towards the end, I don't know. Or maybe they think the safety car is not going to come till near the end. But I'm almost certain it's going to be a safety car around it, the way that the drivers are racing. But you never know. If the drivers couldn't race with no safety car, then I would give them brownie points, I have to say.
Yeah, with our race, with a few big crashes there, don't get safety cars. There's safety cars at the end, and yeah, as Nick in 11th place, he mentioned in his chat that he peaked with a pole position. He was 2 tenths up in sector 1, and then he had his wheel disconnects, and Nick down in 11th place, but maybe he's got a bit more pace than that, and he did mention in his previous interview that he feels he's got pace and confidence. And yeah, this race, well, I don't know who can win. I mean, literally anybody can win this race because I think everybody's so close on pace. It's just come down to luck, come down to traffic, come down to strategy, and penalties, as you mentioned, they'll play a huge factor around there because it's so easy to get track extension, especially at Ravion and a few other places. So yeah, this still is wide open tonight, and wow, this is going to be an epic race. And being a dry race, then we're going to see a lot of overtaking of Air Rouge and Ravion. But yeah, the DRS trains will, if you're further back, they might kill your race.
Yeah, as I found earlier on, it was absolutely terrible. It almost sent me into some spins. So you don't want to be really close to the drivers behind and cause you into a little bit of a spin. So watch out for all the drivers today. So I'm also looking at our database that we have and see if anyone is closing up to some certain stats. As we've got Colin, who's had 14 point finishes, and if he finishes this race tonight, he could be on for his 15th point finish, which will be brilliant. He's on 146 points at the moment, but I think we're looking at the likes of obviously Scorpion, that's been in this league for a long time. I'm just trying to see where he is in the database. I can barely there. He's on 6 of the 98 points, so he could be approaching the 700 points mark. By the end of tonight, he'll be more than that, and he'll be on for his 79th point finish if he finishes tonight. Surprisingly, he's only had 2 race wins in his OneHub career, so could he make it a 3rd tonight? Well, he's only starting 7th, so Jan as well could be on for a good points milestone as well. We're interesting to see how he does, as he's currently sitting on 41 points finishes as Colin has left the session.
That's not good.
That is not good. And it looks like we may not be for a restart, actually. I think it's a disconnect, and the 5 red lights are coming on your screen. And it took me a while to get to the cameras right now. We are underway. Jano, good start from him, heading in towards turn 1. Bahayden tries to climb off. We also got the Red Bull that's also had a good start too. Let's see if we can go through turn 1 on El Rouge without any incidents. So far, all looks clean to me, but it looks like the Alfa Romeo and Haas are trying to fight. We got a yellow flag in the background. It's probably people moving out of the way. Let's see how they all manage El Rouge and Radion. Looking good so far, quite surprisingly. All keeping it on the road. We got Larkin is trying to go around the inside of Riley Bites into the Carroll straight. Riley Bites trying to defend for his life here, heading towards Lake Com as well. But let's watch the battle at the front. Verheyen and Jano. Verheyen is now in your race lead. Jano in 2nd. Chris could be on the back of this as well. Jano could go for a move into Brussels. Nope, he does not. There's very, very close indeed. Ali B having a good start as well. Up into 6th position, but I think apart from Riley Bites, everyone's had a good start. I think I might have spoken to soon? I don't know, because I think Colin Mason is dropping his way through the field.
Kyle's off.
Kyle's off. He's had a good qualifying, and he's got a damaged front wing, I think. I'll look in Taz in just a second to see what the cause of that was. He is, his full front wing is gone. 100% according to Taz, so he'll be going to the pits, but his race is not over. He's literally going to be on a one-stop strategy after this. Medium to soft, which will definitely work. So his race is not over at this point, so he can go from the early undercut. Here comes Johannes and Lukey fighting into Blanchimont. Keep it steady, lads. Johannes tries to cover him off. That is looking very good so far. Oh, this is very close indeed, as Johannes going to try and go around the inside into bus stop. And I think we got Nick and White Fountain going for the move as well. Nick up into 8th place. I almost called Nick's Fountain now. I don't think Nick would have been very happy with me that. As Casper tries to get past Larkin into turn 1, heading into La Source. Larkin's going to go for a brave move on Johannes there into turn 1. Jesus, that was very, very good, but Johannes covers him off. My, what crazy first few laps, and I couldn't get a word in edgeways there.
Yeah, wow, it's incredible. A few pitch ups being changed, battle lanes are counting rather. Yeah, good lot of good race, a lot of wheel banging there, but quite good. Look at Jarno and Verheyen, they're quite close. Jarno going side by side. Verheyen's going to be contact surely. They're going side by side. Verheyen have the inside line, but will Jarno be able to switch back down into the Brussels corner? What it's going to do, it's going to dive down the inside. Verheyen is still on there. They're going to get it quite close, but Jarno's got the move done, and Jarno is back in the lead of the race.
There he goes then. What a great move into No Name as well. And look at this, Chris. It's all in the back of this. This DRS train is going to be growing and growing and growing. And also, we got the other Aston Martin driver of Scorpion. I wonder if those two will be working together. J-Luke as well is back up into 5th place. He got past Ali B as well. More moves happening up and down the grid. White Fountain is trying to chase down his teammate Nick as well. We're heading almost into lap 3 where the DRS trains will grow. And apologies about the deltas. For some reason, some people are saying they're a lap down as Riley Byes has unfortunately left the session. And I'm just looking at our management chat that we have, and Colin can't join the session even after the backup invites he's had. So it looks like a first DNF for Colin, unfortunately, unless we can get Colin back in the session.
Well, his AI will be going round, and it can still finish his race, I believe, but he won't score points. As Luke, he got a penalty in lap 1 for corner cut, so Luke's been very aggressive on the corner cutting, and Jarno has got a nice gap to Verheyen, but now DRS is enabled down the Chemo straight, and Verheyen and Chris and Scorpion, this might become a DRS train. We've got like quite a big DRS train now for the lead, I think, and these guys will just drag each other along. Verheyen, as Jarno gets a good one for our route, that's not going to allow Verheyen to move, but Chris may fancy a move here, but Verheyen's got to get DRS, so I think Chris is going to get stuck behind the Haas.
Yeah, I think it's not going to help Chris at all as he wants to try and go for the win of this race. Don't forget the Aston Martins haven't really got race victories this season, and they want to definitely change that as well. And I'm just looking on TAS as well to see if there are any position changes. We've got Ali B that's gained 2 positions. We've got Nick that's gained 3 from the start. White Fountain's gained 4. Lukey's gained 2. Nikitu's gained 6. Larkin's gained 4. Casper has gained 1. So has Johannes. Glock has gained 4. And Colin Mason obviously being the biggest loser, down 6. Battle Angel down 8. And Kyle down 14 positions. So there you go. Those are your biggest winners and losers of the opening lap. And we're already on lap 3 out of 22. There's so much action that's happened in the opening few laps. It's just absolutely crazy. Hopefully you are enjoying this action. If you are, don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. Turn notifications on as well so you know when to catch us every week. We race every Fridays from 6 p.m. onwards, all the way up until 8:30 with our last tier, with the Pinnacle tier. The Scorpion, I think, is dropping off a bit due to the fact he doesn't want to get caught in Chris's dirty air, I think. But Glock is looking on a charge at the moment. He's starting on the mediums. He wants to be fast at the end, and he's probably made the right decision as he goes through the bus stop and gets past Johannes and up into P14. Lukey has gone into the pit lane. Is he going for the early undercut? We've seen quite a few people do it in the lower tiers as well. So don't be surprised if people go into the pits now to get that first stop out of the way, because if there's a safety car that comes, that could be a huge lifeline. As there we go, Lukey has gone onto the medium compounded tyres. Yep, that is an early undercut. Not the lap I would have gone for, Lukey, but he's probably wanting to do that at the moment. Oh my God, it's almost going to be 3-1 into Lecombe, but Chris backs off a little bit. We got, Lakitu's had a spin, and it's a retirement for Lakitu, and there's going to be a safety car, and this gives us a good opportunity for us to hopefully get Colin back into the session. So whilst safety car happens, hopefully Jamie, you could give Colin an invite.
Yeah, I've done a few already, but I'll try again and see if he can get in. But yeah, Lakitu, it went straight from it. Initially went virtual safety car, then it went straight to a full safety car. There's a bit of wheel bang a bit down the straight, and Lakitu was unfortunately caught out there within the wall, and his trying season continues, I'm afraid.
Yeah, definitely. But that's helped the likes of Janel, Verheyen as well, and maybe that's brought Lukey back into this race, even with the penalties. But he's out of this. He's out of this if there's any more safety cars, because we've seen people benefit from it. I believe your teammate as well benefited from the late safety car, and he got his second podium in a row, so we could see people benefiting from that as well. Make sure you don't corner cut. I think Poon is where people have gone wide before in previous tiers tonight as well, and should be interesting. And just a quick note on what's happening in podium. Only 9 people are still in the race, so that is not going very well there. But hopefully more people would finish the race here, luckily. But Lakitu's day has gone from bad to worse. I'm almost certain he's going to be on the coal list next week, so that'll be good music to Riley By's ears as Nick stays out. That's what I wouldn't have done, because if I was on mediums, I probably would have gone on to another 7 mediums, get your first stop out of the way. But maybe he's praying for another safety car, so he still could be onto this. Says, what has happened there? As we've got Lukey in the pit. I wonder what happened to Lukey. What is he? Is he gone for something I've seen in podium a few seasons ago when I was commentating, getting your 2 stops out of the way? Yeah. I wonder if he's going to go on to another set of mediums, because the mediums technically could get to the end from here. So that could be a cheeky strategy. So, yes, he's going on to mediums. Fair play to Lukey, and he's saving his 5 seconds. His pit crew's not ready. Typical, because I think his teammate going as well. But very good strategy, I think, for Lukey. Getting his 2 stops out of the way. He's got to hope that there's no safety car, because otherwise his strategy would be ruined. So, but there we go. Great to see a few people in the chat as well, supporting your favourite drivers, and hopefully we could get Colin back. And if you just give me a second as well, I may as well try and get Colin in myself, actually. So just give me a moment. Hopefully the game won't crash on me after doing that. Just give me a moment. So I've just sent him an invite. So hopefully my invite has worked as well. And Colin's AI has gone for the soft. So Colin won't be too impressed with that.
No, but you can still do soft medium thing. As I mentioned earlier on, but Nick, when the safety car came out, Nick got caught out. He was down the straight pushing a rouge in the safety car. He briefly overtook the safety car, but thankfully for Nick's sake, was able to let the safety car back through, because if he didn't, he would have been disqualified from the race. So Nick, I'm surprised Nick didn't. Maybe Nick wants a bit of clean air, maybe feels he can push, but these guys behind are all going to be fresh mediums, and Nick, the shoot for 1 from the restart, and he's still got 2 more stops to go. I think Nick is banking on there being further safety cars, as we tend to see in. As I mentioned in an IndyCar, they mentioned cautions breed cautions, but we tend to see that in Liga as well. We tend to see safety cars do breed safety cars, especially around here. So I would not be surprised if this was not the last safety car tonight.
I think we had 2 or 3, didn't we? 3. Yeah, we had 3 safety cars. Well, most of them came towards the very end. We didn't have a safety car till like lap 9, which I think was quite a miracle for us. And then the safety car just came one after the other, which did not help some of us for the final one. But there we go, it happens. You got to be on your toes, and the drivers were asked about safety cars in the pre-race interviews, and Colin's getting better at them now, but he's not here, so we wouldn't have known what he would have been like there. But Chris can only take advantage of safety cars if you're in a weak position. Well, he's not in a weak position at the moment. It's quite annoying most of the time, to be honest, and it's the exact same drivers crashing out every week. Well, the Keita didn't crash out last week, I don't think, so technically it's not. And Casper says, how could he practice to be lucky? Well, he'd actually pitted onto the hards, mediums actually. So again, he's another driver that's also gone for the Lukey tactic, and I think he's gone for 2 stop as well. Yes, he has. So Scorpion, Casper, J-Luke, I've gone for the Lukey tactic, and I've gone for the 2-stop to get it out of the way. Very, 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 very tactical indeed. Johannes said that Singapore proves he's always ready to take advantage during safety car periods. Scorpion feels like we had about 50 safety cars already this season in position, and we have. Could make for some interesting strategy calls. Nick says yes, but don't watch what happened last week to him. Yes, he was very, very unlucky there. Similar to what happened to you last week as well. Janel calls him the master of safety car calls. Well, he's in the lead. So, there we go. That shows all you need to know, really. Glock, I forgot to put what Glock said, but Lukey says everybody should be ready for safety cars. And with Lukey being in a good point position, and also Carl, don't forget, is back in this race as well, even despite that spin he had earlier. So that's the beauty about the 2-start race. Everyone, even if you have damage in lap 1, lap 2, a safety car can bring you right back into this race.
Yeah, safety car should come at the end of this lap, I believe. Yeah, and I read 4. Apparently, we had 4 safety cars in the podium tier. So, wow, that was a very eventful race. Yeah, I'm pretty sure last week we had more safety car laps than non-safety car laps. So we had the extended safety car last week because of that incident due to Glock and Scorpion. That's extended safety cars. It's in this lap. So we'll see what the restart is for Jarno. Now, I was second on the restart. 2 restarts tonight. I still got caught out by how slow the car ahead was going. So I wonder if Verheyen will do a bit better than what I did.
Yeah, I think pretty much. I think the last restart I got caught out as well. So if you get a good run into the bus stop chicane, I think your restart will probably be very, very good. So Janel, here's your de facto safety car now. So we're going to watch out for him. Verheyen is going to be very quick. Chris as well. Ali B as well. There's few people that have benefited from this safety car. We've got a few mixture tyres. Larkin has gone for soft. So has Glock, Colin and Riley Byes. They're getting there. They've done their medium stint, and they're going to be on really faster tyres towards the end of the race. But what happens if there's an other safety car as well? It could hinder them. We shall see. Janel then. He's leaving it very late. It's kind of like a Magello restart, as it were. So here he goes then. And we are underway. Green flag racing. Larkin's got a brilliant restart of Ali B. Ali B was caught off guard there as they head towards La Source then. And we also got White Fountains trying to get past Ali B too. So we've got a huge train starting to develop. Battle Angel's been swamped at the moment. Jesus, not much room for error between the likes of Lukey and Battle Angels. They head towards El Rouge. And we got the ghost car of Colin R. Mason as well. Nick is not the best restart, but we got Casper who's trying to get past Scorpion there as well. But here we go then, Passay and the 2 Alfa Romeos working together as well to try and get past Johannes as well. Glot already up into 7th position of this race. Don't forget he had a quality round and he started in dead last place. I believe he started 19th position. Larkin's got past Chris. Larkin is on fire at the moment. He's got a few podiums this season. Could be on for another one if he keeps this up so far. And he's on the softs and is the most grippiest tyres. And as Jamie was saying earlier on this race, the softs could last 9 laps and 1 second quicker than the mediums. That is huge in a track like Belgium.
Yeah, Chris is really struggling to restart. He went off at Radio and he took the corner, and he cut the corner later. As Verheyen is struggling now. Larkin get another place. These soft tyres are nice and warm, and he's in the comfort zone, as I believe Glock has spun it, I believe. So,
yeah, he
not
has.
getting restart for our championship contender. He's down the back of the field, and he's still got one more pit stop to do. But Larkin's got a great run on Verheyen and through Radion, and he may get the done into the bus stop chicane. Look how close he's pushing the Haas. He's got to go around the outside. Wolverhampton out, break the Haas man round the outside. He got something done, but can he make the corner? Yes, just about. Wow, he was so late in the brakes there, but made the corner. And he's getting 3 places in 3 laps. Yeah, looks like the fast lap, but I think the fastest man on track is Larkin, the Mercedes.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is. And he's already going to catch up within 5 tenths of Janel the way this is going, because they're all on the same amount of tyres. So watch out for Larkin. He could be the favourite to be winning this race. Don't forget, majority of these drivers still have to stop at least once. J-Luke is making ground. He is on 2 places before he gets points. He's got past the ghost of Colin and Scorpion as well. Scorpion could be on a charge as well. Scorpion's on the hards though. Not what I would have gone for. Hards are incredibly slower compared to the mediums. But let's see what he can do to try and get past J-Luke. Casper tries to go around the left-hand side into the comp of Nick. I can see the warning light for Casper with the fuel as well. Has Nick very well defended there, heading into Pathway comp. So brilliant stuff. Nick's in the points. and he's going to be, I think, let me just see how many stops he's done. He's on 1, so yeah, probably not in the net points at the moment, but he could be if he keeps his position up as well. Kyle as well. The more that these guys keep fighting in front, the more that Kyle and Nick and Casper could be drawn in as well, and they're going to hope people make mistakes as well. And, you know, Kyle could be back into this, but Kyle does not want to close in to Battle Angel too much because, as you can see, oh, that was interesting from the both of them. I don't know who was at fault there, but Cassie's out of the race, and could we see another safety car? Yes. Another safety car.
Wow.
Will everybody get their 2 stops out of the way and go on to a set of mediums? It's just a no-brainer. Get your 2 stops out of the way now.
Yeah, it happened on lap 11, happened on lap 10 in Prospect here, but most people did pay, apart from my teammate who actually benefited later on. But yeah, well, that is bailed Glock out big time. Glock had to come in and change wing. He's 30 seconds behind the pack, but Glock will catch back up again. And I didn't see what happened there. I just saw the Alfa Romeo come back on track with a broken wing. So I'm not sure there, but now look at this. Lukey is going to be leading the race. I believe it's the first time this season Lukey's winning the race, and Casper and J. Luke and Scorpion. So Scorpion needs hard tyres. I'm not sure. This safety car will benefit the likes of Lukey, Casper, J. Luke, because it means the slot mediums will be able to go a little bit longer. So I think Scorpion is going to be a bit of a sitting duck on the restart.
Yeah, they are as well, and we're seeing everybody pretty much going for their stops. Nick is pretty much screwed. Actually, no, Nick has done 2 stops, so he should be fine.
Yeah.
I think everyone has done their 2 stops now, according to the game, and it does say that in TAS as well. So, with Kyle doing 3 stops, Battle Angel, I think Kyle's the only one that's done 3 stops. So, for the first time in a while, we've had everyone do their 2 stops pretty much halfway through this race. So, this could mean everyone's on the same strategy as well. People that were hoping to do a double soft stint are pretty much screwed. But this is between the mediums versus the hards now. So what's happened to Kyle and Riley Bies? Riley Bies did not get back in the session.
Riley's still AI, I believe.
Yeah, he's still AI. So even if he's in the session now, he won't score any points, sadly. Same with Colin as well. But Lukey, this is time well for Lukey. Lukey is your race leader and your net race leader. Casper in P2, J. Luke in P3. Would you have called this top 3?
No, definitely not. And yeah, just note on Riley, he had a wheel disconnect in qualifying. He wasn't able to get it back going again, so Riley had a real issue. That's why he's not racing. And yeah, so we've got 2 AI, and I know you're behind an AI and safety car. Sometimes they don't go, so I think Kyle and Battle Angel may get affected this restart. As Glock's still in last place, but he's still in this race. So if Glock wants to get a win, he's got to try and overtake the whole field. It's going to be very difficult. And yeah, Lukey got that penalty in lap 1, and he's going to kick himself because Lukey could be on for a win today, and that penalty is going to cost him because he's not going to pull the gap, I don't think. And Scorpion's got hope and pray that he can get some temperature in them tyres, but say Casper, he got a podium last week. Casper maybe looking good for a win tonight.
Yeah, because I'm going to check when Lukey's last win was. I don't even remember when Lukey's last win was. It must have been. It's hard to tell, to be honest. But he's on 1,042 points going into this race overall. He's had 119 points finishes, 8 wins, and 29 podiums. Could we make a milestone and see him get 30 podiums in OneHubRacing history? And I'm actually going to see where that puts him if he gets 30. So if I just give me a moment, because I don't know how many podiums people have got. So Nick's obviously got the most podiums out of anyone. That would put him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would put him joint with MLA, which if you know MLA, he's a OneHubRacing legend. That'll put him joint with MLA with the joint amount of podiums that they have, which is pretty much insane. If someone could actually find when was Lukey's last win, that would be great. I know Casper's last win was last season in Podium, where he was actually the champion. Imagine if he can hold this off and win it a tier above. We saw that last season in Pinnacle, where we saw the likes of Tom that was in position the season before was runner-up in Pinnacle and won like 2 races. We could see a repeat here. these drivers have got to be on their A game now and do not make any mistakes. And I do believe the safety car will come in this lap.
Yes, Luke, he won season 9 championship. He won a split championship. It's a split championship where he won losing the bottom group, and he won the championship in that season. I think that's where one of his wins came from. And obviously, we are in a split championship in our ACC league as well this season.
Yeah, it is. First used in season 9 for one time, of course. And for those of you that are wondering, OneHubRacing ATC season 2 is back every Tuesday at 7 p.m. The pre-season will be streamed live on Twitch, and it'll be commentated by John and Kane next week. So make sure you join us then. I can't remember where the pre-season race is, but that is a good track. So pre-season Donington Park, yes, which is one of the DLC tracks, the British GT DLC track. So make sure you join us at 10 p.m. I'll be racing in another league, so I won't be able to catch that, unfortunately. But I'm sure Kane will feel some right in with the ACC scene at OneHubRacing, because obviously he commentates for John quite a lot. So make sure you join us. Cheeky plug. I'm sure Dex who's watching will like that cheeky plug. So there we go. Anyway, Lukey, he's got to have the restart of dreams here as we're about to start green flag racing for the second time this race. I was about to say second time this season, but already we've had a sensational race. Can we have some more drama on our midst at the moment? Lukey, not the best restart, but Casper has had a good, okay restart as well. But Jan had an almighty restart, heading towards turn 1. He's almost hit the back of Scorpion. That was not good. We got Verhanen as well, who's looking very, very quick. Don't forget, Verhanen is on the medium, Scorpion's on the hard, so Scorpion is going to get absolutely swamped. But what about Larkin as well? Larkin's the fastest guy on track before we got screwed by this safety car. But look at that straight line speed Larkin's getting into the Camel Straight. But what about Janel, as he's going to try and get for a switch back into the Camel Straight? Scorpion will probably try and defend that. But wow, Janel, great move. That was a similar move I made earlier on as well. And even though there was a few drivers that got penalties, you had to go for it because you never know when they would pull away. As for Verhanen, has trying to close in on Scorpion. He's just getting held up so much by the Tiger. It's going to be free abreast into No Name. Surely not. Verhanen is not giving up. We've got Larkin as well into Pouron. Someone has got to back out. Wow. Oh, Larkin's gone off. Larkin's almost gone off. Can Verhanen take advantage? He's going to go for the swoop, and then they make contact. Both of them make contact. How do they not retire there? But that is both of them having front wing damage. Oh, I don't want to see what that's like on TAS. Let me have a look. Yeah, both of them full front wing damage. How do they not retire? I do not know. If it was simulation damage, it would have been retirement. But Lukey still holds on to that race lead. Can he get that 3 seconds for him to get that race win today? It's going to be tough because we know Casper is a quick driver.
Yeah, and while these guys are watching through this section, well, they've managed to hang on just, and going side by side through the PM was not advised, and I believe that Larkin did rejoin the track alongside, and just came together. They're fighting a bit too much. Got another spinner. I believe that is Kyle. Kyle spun it yet again.
No.
So Kyle's got good pace, but he's making mistakes, and it's not been a great race for Red Bull. But Glock, through all that carnage, moved to 10th. 11th place. He's got by Ali. Ali's going to go side by side for Aero Shift back over. Yes, he does. And then Glock. But Ali B might get the repass here with DRS, but he gets a bit sideways out of Bradley, and that's going to cost him, I think. There's Chris and Scorpion. Now, this will be team orders. Yes, Scorpion lets his teammate through as J-Luke's overtaken. Yano spun it. Yano, I think he might have hit that curb of death on the chicane, and he's around, and wow, Yano's looking good for the race win, but not anymore. And Chris may fancy this race win tonight. He's got by his teammate. He's got 3 guys ahead who he feels maybe quicker than Aston Martin may win finally tonight, as Scorpion Honey is sadly dropping in the field. Them hard tyres have just got 0 grip.
I wonder what tyre he started on as well, because I think he started on the soft. I don't think he had confidence on going into the medium compounder tyres. That's probably why. It's Chris spun. Chris has spun into past Campus then. That was similar to where George Russell and Giovinazzi had a bit of a coming together. Luckily, he's ghosted. But Chris was on for a race victory, and he's down into 12th place. He's going to score points. Verhanen's out. What's happened to Verheyen? That is, I can't tell actually. That is Campus as well. Or Stabilo 1, I don't know. And do we have a safety car? Let's have a look. Johannes has left the session. That is not good. That is not good at all. DRS is enabled, so I do believe we are still green flag racing, but I think he was probably off the track by the looks of things. So, yes, he's off the track, so we are going once again. So, hopefully Johannes could join again soon, because he does have a backup invite, I believe. Actually, no, he don't, because Colin's not in the session anymore. So, hopefully someone could send him an invite, which I probably. Do you have him on as a friend?
Yeah, I'll try and send him one. It might not work though.
It didn't work with Colin. So, here we go. Casper for the lead of this race. In into Lacombe then. They're going side by side. Whoa, that was superb. And they're not leaving much space at all. Lukey's defending for his life here. This has been a superb race so far from all involved. Channel's got 3-second time penalty, but who cares about that? These are the two titans of league racing fighting for P1 on this race. They're all on the same tyres as well. Chris gets past Nick, but again, we do not care about that. Watch out for J-Luke as well. If these two keep squabbling, he can be on for the race victory. Janon gets past the ghost of Johannes then, so Johannes is already dropping down the field. It's not ideal for him. And we got Battle Angel has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so we are starting to see time penalties cropping up here at this moment. We're halfway, pretty much halfway in this race now already, a lap ago, so this is just about a sprint to the finish unless there's any more safety cars, which could happen. There could be a third safety car, I think, with the way this is going, the way that the drivers are racing. Larkin is on the softs. Glock could be still on for a good points finish as he gets past White, bounding into Blanchimont. Carl is going to get past the ghost of Colin by the looks of things as well. Let's see what he could do as they're trying to leave as much space as they can. There we go, as Carl is up into 13th place. Glock with the fastest lap of this race so far. And Lukey again is going to challenge for the race lead so far. I'll let you have this one, Jamie.
Yeah, he's got slipstream DRS surely going to be an easy move. He's not using his battery though, he's just using DRS. Casper, he's defenceless. This is going to be an easy move into the chicane. Casper's going to let him go. Yeah, Lukey, that was an easy move there. Once it's that close into Average, it's going to be an easy move there. And Lukey's back in the lead of the race, but he's got that penalty. And Scorpion Hun, well, he's getting a bit of pace back. Them hard to heat up again. Now, will he? Can he catch up if these mediums start to go off? That could be a thing to keep an eye out for if there's no more safety cars.
Yeah, exactly. We're on lap 14 at the moment. Glot is in P7 and he's chasing down Battle Angel. Now, I had a note to request to join, so I might have to respond to that because Jamie's invite doesn't seem to have worked. So let's see if my invite does. Just give me a second. I don't even have him as a friend. So I can't help Johannes, unfortunately. I wish I can, but unfortunately I can't because I don't have him as a friend. So, sorry, mate. But that's not good for my fantasy either, so that's pretty much screwed that over this week. But enough about that. Here comes Jamie. Not you, Jamie, but J-Luke. There's so many Jamies in this lobby, man. The commentator and the driver. But here comes J-Luke anyway, going into the bus stop chicane, chasing down these two. J-Luke's on for a net P2 because don't forget Lukey's having a penalty. I kind of wish Lukey did not get a penalty lap 1 because Lukey's pace, he's managing to hold up the likes of Casper and J-Luke very well. And the top three, they're on a class of their own from the rest of the field.
Yeah, he's still on for podium now, Luke. He keeps this up. And yeah, J-Luke's yet to win a race on OneHubRacing. You can see that race right ahead of him there. So it's good. Casper put a great move there. He's going to have to repass here. Surely Lukey will be defenceless. Yeah, Lukey's sort of keeps up the position there. Because once you've got DRS through there, it's very difficult to fight back. And, Lukey drops back to second place. And Casper back in lead. This could swap every other lap. And it could be the guy. As Jarno's got past Scorpion. That's a crucial move for Jarno. Jarno will hopefully try and pull a gap on Scorpion because he's got a penalty, and Scorpion, yeah, them hard tyres. Yeah, I think it was like confidence for him, but I think he should maybe just gamble on the mediums because he's just losing so much time. So I think if he was on the mediums, he'd be with them three guys at the front for sure.
Right, at this point of the race, if a safety car does come, the softs can get to the end of this race. So that's what the drivers have got to be thinking about going into this. If they're not going to be on the soft compounder tyres, if there is a safety car, then their race is pretty much ruined. So these top three are going to hope they're going to keep going so far, because otherwise they're going to lose a chunk of time. Pit lane loss around here is around about 22 seconds. Keep that in mind, my friends, as we're on lap 15 on lap 22, about to start lap 16 of 22. And this DRS train, if these guys just keep squabbling, Jack Noll could be in this as well. Battle Angel, he's on for a good points finish as well. Shame about his penalty as well, but he's going to get absolutely swamped by Glock. I was about to say Janel there, but here comes Glock as he goes through the bus stop. Oh, that was a bit risky from Glock, but I don't think there was damage caused by any of the two drivers. Let me have a look at TAS. No damage from any of the two drivers, which is always good news. We can also see side pod damage on TAS, which is, we used to be able to see floor and diffuser, but now we can see side pod too. So that is a good work from Thibaut, who created the TAS system. So Glock's getting a good run into Radion, and we got the change for the lead. Lukey has got the race lead back, and Jadu's got P2. Casper's struggling.
Yeah, Casper, you got double DRS. They had no DRS. The two guys had did, and Jayluke got a double slipstream there and threw it. And Jayluke was very lucky. He hit that curve, but he must have hit it at the right angle because he managed to keep the car in a straight line. If I hit that curve like that, I'd have definitely spun. But yeah, Jayluke showed a bit more skill than me, and he's up for second place. And he's on for the win now. Jayluke could be on his first win as Janel is catching, but he's in the same situation as Luke. He's got a penalty, and Scorpion. Look at Glock and Scorpion. Look at this, the two rivals. They're converging again, so the two rivals will be fighting for position in the next couple of laps.
I can't wait. Can this race be a 100% race? Because this is insane. It's been non-stop action throughout the whole of it. It's pretty much made me forget about the rubbish ending that I had at the end of my race, to be honest.
Battle Angel's lost his wing.
Battle Angel's lost his front wing. I think that's his whole front wing gone.
Yeah.
TAS... yes, his front wing is gone. I'm just looking at Ali B. He's got just slight front wing damage on his left side, 16%. Carl on his right side has got 6. So, yes, that's not looking good for any of those two drivers. They're going to lose a lot of downforce, especially when you need it around this track. So this is going to get spicy. I don't think, I'm looking at the database, I don't think Jayluke has won a race yet. So he could be on for his maiden win in OneHubRacing. As is Battle Angel going to retire from the race, or is he? Oh, that's probably given the win to Casper, because Jayluke's got a penalty too.
Get through, but remember, Casper will get a TAS penalty because he's not set his TAS to public, so Casper will get a TAS penalty. But Jayluke is through into the lead. But yeah, Jayluke in the dirty air of Luke, he just went wide, and yeah, that was a clear penalty. And yeah, that shows you how difficult dirty air is. As Casper's back of Luke now. Casper, he can still win this race, but he needs to get by Luke and pull the gap, because he will get a TAS penalty. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah, he will. Public. Yeah, he hasn't changed it to public, so so that's 5 seconds, and Casper gets one as well. So game on, folks. This is going to be a straight fight for the race win. I kind of like all three of them getting a penalty because it brings them into pursuit. Let's hope. I don't want any safety cars. Please don't give any safety cars, because that will just ruin everything, and that'll give Scorpion the chance to come back, Glock to come back. We would like to see a different race winner, and I'm just looking at positions gained. If you have Luke or Casper in your fantasy team, you must be loving this at the moment. We got a yellow flag. That is Kyle. He's gone for a bit of a spin. That might trigger a safety car, actually. So, he's going to get disqualified if he's not careful. Oh, he should be fine. He should be fine. So, there we go. Panic over, ladies and gentlemen. Panic over, because I don't think we would. I think the latest the safety car can come out is now. So. It looks like we're going to be on for a sprint for the finish now at the moment. So here comes Lukey. And I'm sure Jayluke must be feeling the pressure. And sometimes the pressure could get to you. So here we go. DRS activated then. And it's going to be, looks like the win for sure for Lukey. As he gets past him. Yes, he does. And Casper, don't forget, is on the back of this train too. So it's going to be some ding-dong battling. And where would you want to be? Would you want to be the one with DRS, or would you be the one without DRS. I don't have a clue, to be honest, what I want to be, but these three are fighting. Janel is back in this as well, and Scorpion is hoping a safety car could go back into this. We got the two AIs of Colin and Riley fighting, so it looks like Larkin and Nick could be on for some points, because don't forget Johannes, Colin and Riley boys have both left the session, so it's a shame that we're not allowed, the game is not allowing us to invite people again. It just sucks, man. It really sucks.
But Scorpion and Glock, they're about seconds off the lead. If these guys had battles, Scorpion and Glock could be on for the race win. They've kept out of trouble. I think they're both from one corner cut warning. So, yeah, we could see it. Well, Scorpion hasn't won this season, so there's a high possibility. Look at this, we have a new winner this season, because all top 5 have yet to win a race this season.
Wow, that is insane. The only drivers to win a race is Johannes, Glock, and Larkin, I believe. I'm just having a look. So Glock and Behanen. So only 4 different race winners, and we could see a 5th winner from 6 races, which I have to say is incredible. The only person to have got 2 race wins is, I think, Glock. Yeah, it is Glock. Glock has 2 race wins, so there we go. So that shows how close this tier is. And I'm sure there's going to be a few stewards report. Here comes J-Luke. And we've got Glock as well on the back of Scorpion, but this is the battle of the lead we're looking for. Surely Lukey's not going to defend because he's going to get the DRS. Battle Angel, don't forget, is fine for the point for the fastest lap. You get it inside the top 10 and outside the top 10. So, J-Luke is your race leader. Lukey in second, Casper third. Janel is caught to the back of this. These guys have got to get a move on because Janel could be on for the race win as well. So could Glock. I'm just looking at gap to leader. Give me a second. 3.5. If Glock just finds 4 attempts, Glock could win this race.
Yeah, Glock is flying at the moment. It's cleared Scorpion. A pretty easy move there, and I can see the sigh from Scorpion as that move was completed. And yeah, Glock's tyres are in decent nick as well. I think Glock will be good to go to the end. It might be a struggle at the end. It might come back to Scorpion, but I think these guys will just have enough tyres to end the race. But yeah, Glock is really catching. If he gets like this train, he's just got to stay there and he should win the race. There's J-Luke trying to pull the gap to Lukey, but Lukey is still in that DRS range. He cannot get away. If one of these guys can break the train, they might be able to win, but I think in this situation it does favour Glock. He might cross the line in 5th, but
he'll get second. He'll get second at least at the moment.
I think he will catch up in the end, and it depends what Jarno does. If Jarno drops back, then it might not work out for him. But yeah, it's going to be very tight. So we've got 3 laps to go, so it should be good on us. Can Lukey get past again on J-Luke? I think he's a bit too far back. I think J-Luke might be alright, but it depends on the run through Air Rouge and Madion.
Yeah, this is going to be spicy to say the least, so watch out. I'm keeping an eye on the gap to the leader as well as Larkin gets past Riley buys. Doesn't really have to, but he doesn't want to get held up as much. 3.4 then is a gap. It may not be enough, but any one of those drivers could make a mistake. So these top 3 have got to work together to make sure Glock does not get past the gap that they needed to, because otherwise they would lose this race. 3.3, Glock has gained a 10th out of this top 4. This is huge. 3.3 now. He is absolutely pushing on those medium tyres. This is a sprint to the finish at the moment, and this could mean that J-Luke or Lukey or Casper could lose out on this race victory and even a shot of the podium. Yellow flag. That is Carl, I believe, who's had another spin. I'm surprised he's still in this race, you know, but he's not giving up. And there's still 16 drivers in this race, which I have to say, for position is pretty impressive. But don't forget, we still have some disconnects. So I think there's about 15. I'm just trying to say Johannes, Riley Buys, and Connor. They are AI, so there's 13 technically. So similar to Prospect, pretty much, where we've had 13 finishers so far, as the II is still fighting. It's absolutely crazy at the moment. So I literally don't know who's gonna win here. Glock 3 seconds. Glock's in a net race lead at the moment.
Yeah, he's just got to try if he can get onto DRS Jan, a lot of help him. He's not in the DRS yet, so he's not going to get told on him straight, but next lap he might be able to. This is really tight, and Lukey and Jayluke are battling, which will probably block, because Lukey's going to have a run on Jayluke. Lukey can maybe get the race win here, but he's got to try and pull a gap, because this battling is just going to help. It's going to help Glock.
Here he goes, Lukey and Jayluke going for the...
Caster.
Oh, these guys could not be squabbling at the moment. They just can't because they know the Glock is pushing by the limit at the moment. Glock from dead last on the grid could be on for an amazing victory. And it's all because the top four have penalties. It's definitely coming back to bite him at the moment, 2.4. I think it's pretty much a given. Unless Glock makes a mistake, it looks like Luke is going to get P2 and Jalen is going to get P3, and obviously Casper will lose out due to the task penalty as well, and obviously the 3-second penalty that he has got. So that is not good for him so far. And I'm literally just keeping an eye on the positions gained at the moment because this is getting so tight.
Battle Angel spun.
Battle Angel spun, so he's not going to get any points at the moment. And Glock, I have to say, who's gained the most, gained 14 positions. White Fountain's gained 5. White Fountain is having a good race so far, but he's a little bit further behind Chris and Scorpion at the moment. So, this could be costly. Glock goes for a sender, dreams into the bus stop. Battle Angel's out the race, but it doesn't count at the moment. This is not going to help Glock, I don't think, because it's allowing J-Luke and Lukey to pull away. Here comes Casper then for a send on the inside into La Source. Glock's on the back of this as well. This is no margin for error between these two. Let's watch for the battle for pretty much P2 at this race because we know that the P1's going to go to Glock unless Glock makes a mistake. So here comes J-Luke. J-Luke on 6% ERS. So is Lukey. So, this could be tight. Into leg comp.
Got to fight it.
He's going to fight it. He's got to. There's touching wheels here at the moment.
Penalty.
A penalty as well for Lukey, so Lukey's off the podium then, which could mean Daniel could get P3 in this race, which could mean anything. Casper could be back on this fight as well. All of this is allowing Glock just to catch up a lot. He's on this train now, which it is inevitable really, but Lukey's on for P2. Jaylee will get P3. Actually, no, Lukey will get P3, Jaylee will get P2, the way this is going. And Glock must be loving this. He's just sitting back, allowing the rest of the field to go. Scorpion could be in this as well. Scorpion could be on for a good top 4 finish just by staying out of trouble. You did say this earlier on, that if you get no penalties, you could get rewarded. So, here we go then. I don't think J-Lu's going to challenge this, because we saw something similar happen in my race, and we know how that turned out. Ali B's not going to get any points, sadly, as he's binned it. White Fountain's out the race. That is not good. Retirement is starting to happen left, right and centre here.
Yano.
Oh no, Casper's gone off as well. Yano's off. We got Lukey and Jaylee clubs across the line, but it is Glock that takes the last to first victory. Scorpion in P2, J-Luke in P3, Lukey 4th, Chris 5th, Casper 6th, but he'll probably drop down due to the task penalty. Jano in 7th, and Nick, due to Johannes being ghosted, will get 8th position. Larkin in 9th, and Kyle miraculously will get P10 in this race.
Yeah, wow, incredible, yeah. Yeah, and I believe Yano spun it into the final corner, and that allowed, and maybe clocked into his countryman, and that allowed him through. And Glock, wow, you have to say he was quite lucky there. He had that spin. Maybe it was a bit of contact, maybe it wasn't his fault, but it was 30 seconds behind. And that safety car, he was last on the restart, and he pulled his way through the carnage, finished 3rd on the track, and won the race. And I think he has shown tonight that he's the quickest man in this tier.
Yeah, definitely. I've got to agree with you there for certain. So, Glock, from last to first, is definitely going to get one of our nominations for Driver of the Day for sure. Scorpion in 2nd, J-Luke in 3rd, then we got Lukey, Chris, Casper, Janel, Nick, and then it will be Larkin, and then it will be Kyle, and then your retirements, including your disconnects, are Riley Buys, Colin, White. I think White Fountain will be classified, so White Fountain will finish 11th. Then it will be DNS for Riley, Colin, Ali B, Battle Angel, Verheyen, Passe and Lakitu. Now we got to pick 2 drivers of the days. I went first last week, so I'll let you go first this week. Who is your driver of the day and what would you like to ask him?
So I'm going to go for a guy who, a bit under the radar. I know he had a few penalties at the end, but he did have a great battle with J. Luke, and he did win on track. I'm going for Lukey. I think he deserves a nomination. He had a really strong race, from set 12th on the grid all the way up to the lead, and he did that gamble on the safety car strategy, and it really paid off for him. Unlucky not to get the podium. I'm going to ask him, well done mate, a good drive. Unlucky not to get the podium, and how were their mean tires at the end? They must have been gone.
Good decision. I'm gonna have to give it to Glock. There's no question about it. Started 19th, finished first, definite championship contender. He's shown you could go from last to first in Belgium. Incredible. And my question is, were you predicting a podium, let alone a win, after getting a quali ban this week? And a big congratulations on your race victory. So that is it then for the precision tier. What a race it was. I'm almost losing my voice there, but I'm gonna have a bit of a lie down. I may need to help Indecisive on Pinnacle in a minute, because otherwise his voice is gonna go. I'm almost certain of it. But here is your sponsor word. We got Vespertine, 3M Sim Racing, ERT partner in the Going Gets Tap Award, and one of our big sponsors, Next Level Racing. I've been Jess Games 95 and Jamie's been Jamie Matt, and we will see next week. What is the track next week? I believe it's Silverstone, isn't it? Yeah, Silverstone next week, so should be a cracking race, I'm almost certain, around Silverstone, and we will see you soon for another race. Enjoy the Pinnacle tier race, I'm sure that's going to be quite manic, and goodbye.